Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to plunge into compelling ideas, pull out the really important insights, and, well, help you get informed fast.
And today, we're looking at a big one.
Yeah, a really big one. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a book that, it's really shifted how millions think about money, education,
Well,
wealth, the whole package.
definitely influential.
Right. Now, our source today isn't the whole book itself, but a really clear summary that highlights the core tension these two very different ways of thinking about finance.
The two dads.
Exactly. So our mission here is to go beyond just the surface. We want to dig out the truly impactful bits of knowledge from this summary.
Get to the heart of it.
Yeah, help you grasp not just what Kiyosaki is saying, but maybe why it hits so hard and how it pushes back against, well, conventional wisdom, especially if you've already got some grounding in finance.
It challenges a lot of assumptions.
It really does. Okay, let's unpack this then. What if, just imagine, everything you thought you knew about money, about school, about getting ahead, what if it was seriously challenged by having two very different father figures in your life?
That's the hook, isn't it?
That's the hook. So at the absolute heart of Kiyosaki's philosophy is this really personal setup. His experience growing up with these two dads.
Each one representing a whole different approach.
Totally different. Each guy, in his own way, was like a walking example of a financial philosophy. It presents this really stark choice, doesn't it? About how you handle money, how you approach life.
A fork in the road, essentially.
Yeah. So on one side, there's the poor dad. That's his biological father.
Right.
This was a smart guy, PhD, really embedded in the traditional system. His whole thing was get a good education, find a secure job, work really hard for your money, and save what you can from that steady paycheck.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
It's the path most of us are told about, right? Parents, schools. It's the standard advice. It feels secure.
It absolutely does feel secure. And what's so fascinating, I think, is how deeply that poor dad idea resonates with the blueprint most of us get growing up. It's not just like one family's belief. It's almost baked into the culture. The appeal is that perceived safety, that predictability. You trade your time, you get a paycheck, climb the ladder, maybe get a pension.
Right.
For a lot of people, that's the comfort zone. It feels responsible following that well-worn path, even if, it often means working for someone else your whole life.
And that very comfort zone is exactly what Kiyosaki's other dad, his rich dad, his best friend's father, just completely smashed apart.
Believe contrast.
Yeah, a successful businessman, but interestingly, not much formal education. His beliefs were almost the polar opposite. Rich dad was all about financial literacy, active investing, building actual assets. And this is key, this almost rebellious idea of making your money work for you, not the other way around.
Right. And if we connect that to the bigger picture, this isn't just two guys with different bank accounts. It's two fundamentally different mindsets. Explain that a bit.
Well, the poor dad mindset is focused on security, right? Your income is tied directly to your labor, your job.
Okay.
The rich dad mindset, that's focused on freedom. Your income comes from systems, from assets you build or buy.
Ah, okay, I see.
So that immediate contrast right at the start, it powerfully shows that formal schooling, while great for lots of things, doesn't automatically mean you're financially savvy.
Yeah, you can ace exams and still be broke.
Exactly. Or you could skip college and build serious wealth just based on understanding how money really works.
And that's where it gets really interesting, because the book boils down these huge differences into 6 key lessons.
The core takeaways.
Yeah, and they're not just like abstract concepts. They're designed to almost rewire your financial thinking.
Yeah.
They make you look at money, work, opportunity through a completely different lens than the poor dad one.
A paradigm shift.
Totally. Okay, lesson 1. This is foundational. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them.
A big one. It is. And it's not just about getting a bigger salary. It's about consciously shifting your focus towards creating passive income streams. But what does passive really mean here? Because it sounds kind of easy, right?
Yeah, it's a critical distinction. Passive income can sound like money just magically appears while you sleep.
Right. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what Kiyosaki really highlights, I think, is that building truly sustainable passive income often takes intense active work, smart investment, and calculated risk upfront.
Okay, so not so passive at the start.
Not usually, no. Think about it. Setting up rental properties that actually cash flow, building a business that runs without you needing to be there every single day, mastering investing.
Takes effort, a lot of effort.
Exactly. It takes significant knowledge, time, capital, initially. So It's less about avoiding work altogether and more about doing smart, leveraged work. Once your money, or the system you built, keeps generating income without you constantly trading hours for dollars.
So poor dad is linear. Time equals money. Rich dad is exponential. Effort now equals ongoing returns.
You got it. That's the core difference in approach.
That really changes how you think about passive. Okay, which takes us straight to lesson 2. Financial literacy is absolutely essential.
Non-negotiable in his view.
Right. And central to this, for Kiyosaki, is getting crystal clear on the difference between assets and liabilities. We might think we know, but his definitions can really turn things upside down.
And be counterintuitive.
Yeah. So just to recap his main point, assets put money in your pocket. Think investments, rental income, things like that.
Generate inflow.
Exactly. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Loans, most car payments, general expenses.
They create outflow.
So for you listening, what are some of the ways people commonly mix these up? Where do we often think something's an asset when, by this definition, it's not?
Oh, this raises such an important question
Yeah.
because Kiyosaki's twist here isn't just about bookkeeping. It's about what truly frees up your time and money.
Right.
So many people following that poor dad thinking see, say, a brand new car as an asset.
Prestige purchase.
Right. But it drops in value the second you drive it off the lot. And it costs a fortune in insurance, gas, repairs.
It's a money pit.
It's absolutely a liability by this definition. And even controversially, for many, your primary home.
Oh, people hate hearing that.
I know. But think about it. While it might appreciate over the long term, does it put cash in your pocket each month? Usually not. It demands mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, upkeep, constant outflow.
So it's more like a major expense, even if it's potentially growing in value slowly.
Exactly. Kiyosaki pushes us. Does it really increase your net worth and your cash flow right now? Or is it basically a very nice, very expensive consumer good that ties up your capital and drains your wallet month after month?
Wow.
And this confusion is everywhere because society often equates big purchases and having debt with being wealthy, rather than focusing on actual financial freedom, cash flow.
That distinction really forces you to rethink spending priorities. Okay, but it's not just about knowing the difference. Kiyosaki says you have to actively build assets, which is lesson 3. Mind your own business.
Yes. This contrasts sharply with the poor dad reliance on just having a job.
How so?
Well, this lesson really hammers home the risk of having only one income stream. Your employment?
Your job.
Right. Your job pays the bills, sure. But it's not your business, not in the rich dad sense.
Yeah.
If you get laid off, if the company struggles, your whole financial stability is threatened.
It's fragile.
It can be. Building your own business, which for Kiyosaki means your own portfolio of assets, whether that's real estate, stocks, maybe intellectual property, whatever means, you're creating other ways for money to come in.
A safety net you control.
Exactly. It's about diversifying how you make money, building resilience, and crucially, gaining agency. You're building income streams that aren't solely dependent on you clocking in and out. That's empowering. It frees you, to some extent, from an employer's decisions or economic slumps.
Which flows right into lesson 4, and this one sounds a bit out there at first.
Yeah.
The rich invent money.
Yeah, that phrase catches people.
It does. Now, obviously, this is an alchemy. It's not counterfeiting. It's more about seeing that opportunities are actually everywhere, and having financial intelligence helps you spot them and, well, capitalize on them. It's like a skill you develop. But how does someone actually invent money? What does that look like practically today?
Good question. To clarify, inventing money isn't about pulling cash from thin air. It's much more about seeing value where other people don't see it,
Okay.
and then structuring solutions or deals that unlock that value and generate wealth. Think about, say, Airbnb. They didn't build hotels. They saw untapped value in people's spare rooms and created a platform. They essentially invented a new income stream for homeowners and themselves.
Right. Connecting existing resources in a new way.
Precisely. Or look at tech companies turning user data, ethically or not, into a valuable commodity. For an individual, it might be spotting an undervalued property that others overlook, or leveraging a unique skill to create a digital product people need, or maybe just connecting buyers and sellers for a fee.
So it's about creativity and spotting inefficiencies.
Yes, it's about problem solving, seeing gaps, creatively combining things. It takes curiosity, a willingness to learn constantly, And, frankly, the courage to act on ideas that might seem unconventional or risky to someone stuck in that poor dad framework.
Okay, that makes more sense than literal invention. Then we hit lesson 5, which I think is really powerful and maybe gets less attention. Work to learn, not just to earn.
Oh, this is crucial.
Yeah, it pushes back hard against just climbing the corporate ladder for a bigger paycheck. It stresses developing key skills, things like sales, communication, investing basics, maybe understanding marketing, entrepreneurship, even if your current job doesn't strictly require them. Why is building these skills so vital for long-term freedom beyond just getting a promotion?
Well, what's fascinating here is that these aren't just business owner skills. They're life skills. They're invaluable in any career, any negotiation, even managing your personal life better.
How?
Strong communication. That helps you everywhere at work, at home. Sales skills. That's not just for selling products. It's about persuasion, influence, presenting your ideas effectively, negotiating a raise.
Getting people on board with your vision.
Exactly. Understanding investing principles helps you manage your own money better. Spot scams, make smarter choices. These are adaptable, transferable skills. They make you resilient.
Future-proof, almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
They foster that continuous learning mindset, help you pivot when things change, and things always change, right?
Yeah.
In today's world, the ability to learn, adapt, and pick up new skills is arguably way more valuable long-term than just having one specific secure job title.
It's an investment in yourself.
Absolutely. An investment in yourself that pays dividends forever and actually enables you to do things like invent money and build assets more effectively later on.
Right. And finally, lesson 6 digs into the psychology. Overcome fear and cynicism.
The mental game.
Totally. The book highlights how most people just stop. They let the fear of losing money or maybe what other people will think or say prevent them from taking even calculated risks. This is a huge roadblock, isn't it? Especially when that poor dad voice, maybe internal, maybe external, is shouting, "Be careful, don't lose anything."
It's a massive barrier, and it delves right into those significant psychological hurdles that stop people. Fear of failure is huge. Fear of looking stupid. Fear of the unknown.
Why powerful emotions.
Incredibly powerful. And often it connects right back to the comfort zone, that poor dad way of thinking, where avoiding any potential loss feels like the safest, most responsible thing to do.
Plus societal pressure, right?
Oh yeah, big time. There's often pressure to just conform financially, don't rock the boat, don't try anything weird. That makes people hesitant to explore new financial avenues, even if they hold real potential.
So how do you start to push past that?
It really involves a conscious shift in perspective. Starting to see failures not as dead ends, but as learning opportunities. Understanding the difference between a calculated risk, where you've done your homework, and just a reckless gamble.
Education helps reduce fear.
Absolutely. And building a network, maybe finding mentors or peers who support that entrepreneurial spirit rather than pouring cold water on it. It's about building mental toughness, educating yourself to mitigate the real risks, and then taking small, deliberate steps outside your comfort zone again and again until that new territory starts to feel a bit more familiar.
Okay, so stepping back from the individual lessons, what does this all boil down to for you listening right now? Especially if maybe you've heard these ideas before.
Yeah, what's the big takeaway?
I think the core message of Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just saying get rich. It's arguing that true wealth doesn't primarily come from just having a high income. It comes from a fundamental shift in your thinking. It comes from financial education, from diligently, consistently building assets, and aiming for genuine financial freedom. And that's possible regardless of where you're starting from income-wise.
The mindset shift is key.
It is. It reinforces that main directive. Stop just working for money, trading your limited time for dollars. Learn how to make money work for you. Build systems, acquire assets that generate income more or less independently of your direct labor.
It's a total reorientation.
Yeah, of your whole financial life, maybe even your identity around money.
And this really connects all those lessons directly to your own journey, right? It emphasizes that this perspective, this shift, it's about developing a new and powerful skill set. And that's within reach for anyone.
Doesn't matter your background.
Not fundamentally. It's not dependent on your current salary or where you grew up. Anyone can start learning about financial literacy. Anyone can start identifying what truly is an asset versus a liability in their own life. Anyone can begin making deliberate choices, even small ones, to build wealth and gain control over their financial future.
It's about taking ownership.
Exactly. Cultivating that rich dad mindset, recognizing that, to a large extent, your financial destiny is shaped by the informed, intentional actions you take.
It really is a transformative way to look at the world, isn't it? We've kind of walked through the core of this rich dad, poor dad philosophy.
Yeah, that fundamental shift it advocates.
Right, moving from just earning to strategically building, learning, leveraging. It's like understanding the rules of the money game so you can actually play to win, not just, survive paycheck to paycheck.
And, just to reiterate, it underscores that this isn't solely about piling up cash. It's about understanding the mechanics of money.
Knowing how it works.
Yes, making informed choices based on that knowledge, and ultimately building a life where you have financial choice, financial freedom, because you took deliberate action. It's about empowering yourself to design the life you want, rather than just accepting the one dictated by your next paycheck.
Well said. Okay, something to leave you with, a provocative thought.
Let's hear it.
Consider this. If your main source of income, your job probably, just vanished tomorrow, how much of your financial well-being, your ability to live, would depend on the assets you've already built, versus how much would depend purely on your ability to go out and find another job quickly?
That's a sobering question for many.
It is. Definitely something to chew on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We really hope these insights maybe spark some new ideas for you or reinforce good habits and help empower your own financial journey.